Yeah, I mean, it's a big game. Last game of the season. A lot goes on into it. We know what's at state, and we know they got a good football team. They got some talented players, but we gonna have to take care of business.
Does anything need to be said, or is it already just known?
It's just known. It's known. We know what's at stake, like I said, and I think we'll be ready.
What's the challenge of trying to bottle up a guy like Terry McLaurin on a snap-to-snap basis?
It's a challenge. He's a good receiver. I mean, he's and had a lot of yards every year. He's been in the league, different quarterbacks, so he's a great receiver. Um, it's going to be a big challenge, but I think our guys will be ready.
Talk about the fact that you have your own destiny in your hands. You're not sitting around waiting on some to find out what
Yeah.
somebody else is doing. Just that makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like you said, we control our own destiny. We can write our own book. So we know that, and we got the guys to do it. We just got to go out there and do it.
You've been on a lot of good teams. This Washington team, dangerous, struggled, but they have nothing to lose here in this last game.
Yeah, they talented. They especially on the offensive side, they got good receivers, good running backs. So it's a big challenge, but like I said before, we'll be ready for this game. We know it's at stake, and we just looking forward to it.
Is it almost like you have to expect anything? Kind of like with Dan Campbell, you knew he would kind of roll the dice. Maybe they'll be the same way.
Just play hard. If you've been playing hard all season, just stick to that same routine. Focus. These upcoming games that we're going to have is going to be very important. So you just got to lock in more.
You've been on a
Could
lot
you
of good
speak to
teams.
the player this past month or so? Early in his career, he's one of the catalytic players. Seemed like
Yeah.
if there was a takeaway, he was involved, and
Yeah.
it was kind of limited early in the year coming off that.
Yeah, I mean, it's been good to see. He flying around, making plays, very physical. Um, he plays like he don't care. He plays very reckless, and you need a guy like that on your team. And he's been playing great football this last month for sure.
Stephon, how can you put the growth in this defense over the course of the regular season into words?
We say the growth.
Yeah.
I just think we've been in some tight games. We really found out who we are, and I just think we still got room to grow. Starting this week, we got to go out there and handle business. And like I said before, you control your own destiny, and you got to go earn it. So we have a big opportunity to do that this week.
Well, you haven't faced him in a game. You faced CeeDee Lamb a lot in practice.
Yeah.
Can you just talk about the level he's playing and what stands out and impresses you about him?
I mean, everything really stands out. His route running, his yards after catch is big, and he's bigger than what people think. Stronger too. So he's been having a great year, and it's no surprise too because even today at practice today he caught he does those things in practice. So it's no surprise when he does it in the game.
Have you always seen a correlation there on any position, but great players, they kind of do it in practice, time in and time out. It's tougher to carry it over if you don't.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said, he make those one-handed catches, big catches in practice. He run his routes the same, and when you do that all throughout the week, Sundays it's easy because you already done it a million times.
Like you say, his strength, because of his size, you may not necessarily think he's strong, but he's a pretty
he's
strong
very
guy.
strong. He's strong. He's even before being on the Cowboys, I didn't know he was big and as strong as he was. He is. So it's good to see him putting together a great season, and he's put the work in and he deserves it.
Another thing too, this is you've been on a lot of good teams, and this team's first time, I think, since the 90s has been in the playoffs 3 consecutive years.
Mm-hmm.
Can you just kind of talk about the importance of putting yourself in the mix every year? Because sometimes it's not always your
Yeah,
best
for sure.
year, but you're there, or someone else stumbles or something, and you find yourself there. Just the importance of that year.
Yeah,
in,
you
year
got
out.
for sure. You really appreciate the moment because, like you said, it's not easy to put yourself in this position each year. Like I said before, my first 5 years, I didn't go to the playoffs and haven't been in a while. So this is a big game for us this week. You know, we're treating this really like a playoff game, and we going in it, you know, and we got to take care of business.
You've won Defensive Player of the Year. Do you think CD's put together an Offensive Player of the Year kind of season?
I mean, yeah, for sure. I don't know his stats, but I know he broke the record last week, so I think he definitely should be considered. If you really watch him all throughout the year, he stepped up big for us, and I don't know, too many receivers have had a season like he has.
This defense has played very good throughout the season and over this stretch here too, but each of the last two games, kind of late drives late. How do you reconcile that with, I mean, point-wise and everything else, you're doing pretty good, but those two late drives by Detroit and Miami?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I just think when you're playing against good teams, you know, and it comes down to those type of games, you got to be able to step up and make a play. And, you know, all throughout my years, the best team has done that. So that's what it really comes down to. You just got to learn from those situations, and when we get that time again, we got to take advantage of our opportunity.
Dan Quinn was saying the other day he didn't feel that he wouldn't particularly do anything differently on both of those drives at the end of the last two games. It was just didn't work out. I mean, do you kind of look at the same way?
For sure, we just got to dig deep. You know, it's called a turnover, make a play, sack, pick, something to end the game. So that's, I mean, if you want to get to where you want to go, you're going to have to make those plays at the end of the game.
How did you find